scandal-plagued James Corden attempted to brush off the drama at the premiere for his new Prime Video series, Mammals, with his wife Julia Carey in West Hollywood. Oddly, Corden's hands looked red and raw as if he'd been biting his nails. His hands have trended online, with the public realizing that as much as he tries not to show it, James is scared, very scared.
I've decided to sign for one more year on the show, and that this will be my last year hosting the Late Late Show.
Corden has been the center of controversy since being called out by restaurateur Keith McNally for his alleged abusive conduct at McNally's Celeb hotspot Balthazar in NYC. It was during this controversy that he announced he will be leaving the Late Late Show in 2023 after 8 years fronting the chat show. Announcing the news, Corden said, "It's been a really hard decision to leave because I'm so immensely proud of the show. I'm thrilled to be extending for a year. I'd always thought I'd do it for 5 years and then leave, and then I stayed on. I've really been thinking about it for a long time, thinking whether there might be one more adventure." While James claimed that he was quitting to spend time with his children, the public knows that there's more to the story than that. Most are speculating that since he's been on the verge of getting canceled a couple of times because of his controversies, he has decided to take himself out before the public does it. James has been crippled with a lot of controversy these last few months, and it all started when he was called a gifted comedian, but a cretin of a man in a furious Instagram post, shared by restaurateur Keith McNally, who owns the Balthazar chain. In the lengthy Instagram post, restaurant owner Keith wrote, "James Corden is a hugely gifted comedian, but a tiny cretin of a man, and the most abusive customer to my Balthazar server since the restaurant opened 25 years ago. Here are 2 examples of the funny man's treatment of my staff. He behaved similarly in my former restaurant, Café Luxembourg, a few years back. On the first occasion, Corden was upset that a hair had been found in his food and demanded free drinks to make up for it, according to McNally. The second occasion involved his wife Julia ordering an egg yolk omelet and receiving a plate with egg white on it. The final straw was when the remade omelet was sent out with a side of honed fries instead of salad. Corden apologized for his behavior earlier this month, and McNally lifted his ban on Corden visiting the restaurant. But then James went ahead and said that he never yelled or said abusive stuff to anyone, and that he was surprised that the person who outed him was not even present when the ordeal happened. To this, McNally said Corden will say anything to save his bacon. He posted on Instagram his last post on the non-story. "I don't want to over-egg the pudding, but in Friday's London Times, Corden flip-flopped and told a massive lie again. I never screamed at anyone. I didn't shout. Didn't call anyone a name or swear or use derogatory language. How is it remotely a thing when that person who posted the story wasn't even there? On second viewing, I found his TV confessional contrived and phony. The actor will say anything to save his bacon. In the scheme of things, my opinion means nothing. But after Friday's interview and a second look at his fraudulent confessional, I've given up on James Corden. For good. End of story." It seems that the restaurant feud has ended, but unfortunately for him, all the other controversies surrounding him have started coming out to light. So apparently James is a thief, or his team is setting him up as one.
What's happening? And as it came down like that, right at the last minute, I went, "Oi, mate." And he went, "What is it?"
On stage at the Just for Laughs festival in Montreal in 2010, Mr. Fielding sent the audience into hysterics when he suggested the best way to put off a thief in London is to whisper, "Oi, mate," because the rules mean they will put down their blade and respond with a hushed tone. What is it? In December 2017, James Corden told the same joke when he was interviewing Matthew Broderick, who described being robbed. Mr. Corden said the best way to get out of being mugged is to whisper, "You're never going to believe what's happened." Mimicking an attacker lowering a weapon, he said, "Because they go like this, what? And it gives you time to bolt." After the show aired, a fan of Mr. Fielding tweeted, "At JK Corden totally stole the whisper thing from it, no Fielding gone one." Mr. Fielding then replied, "Yes, I believe this is my material X." Another instance of his plagiarism was when he copied a joke by Ricky Gervais and received so much backlash from the public that Ricky himself started to feel sorry for him following the backlash. It was during an episode of his Halloween show. Corden was speaking about Elon Musk's takeover of Twitter when he made the joke.
Because if someone puts up a poster in a town square that says guitar lessons available, like, you don't get people in the town go, "I don't want to play the guitar! I want to play the piano, you piece of Well, then that sign wasn't for you. It was for somebody else. You don't have to get mad about all of it."
That's like going into a town square, seeing a big notice board, and there's a notice, guitar lessons, and you go, "But I don't want guitar lessons."
But Corden's joke was a copy, practically word for word, of Gervais' joke that he made in 2018. Gervais, who has had a series of spats with James over the years, including mocking him after he was banned by a New York restaurateur, defended his fellow comedian after a Twitter user asked if Corden had asked permission to use the joke. He replied, "No, I reckon one of the writers came up with it for him. I doubt he would knowingly just copy such a famous stand-up routine word for word like that." James apologized to Ricky Gervais in a post that suggested that he had no idea that the joke had been copied. He tweeted, "Inadvertently told a brilliant Ricky Gervais joke on the show last night, obviously not knowing it came from him. It's brilliant because it's a Ricky Gervais joke. You can watch all Ricky's excellent specials on Netflix. Events from previous years have been popping up recently, fueling his already controversial career. Last year, James was met with backlash after his Late Late Show game Spill Your Guts or Fill Your Guts was branded culturally insensitive. 12,000 people signed a petition to ban the eating challenge, which sees celebrities have to answer tough questions truthfully or eat a dish deemed disgusting. Many of the dishes served up for the celebrity to gag on are actually culturally Asian dishes, explained activist and artist Kim Sarah, who began the petition on change.org. The petition reads, "The foods that are presented are meant to be gross, as they are supposed to encourage the guest to answer his questions instead. However, many of the foods that he presents to his guests are actually from different Asian cultures. He's presented foods such as ballot, century-old eggs, and chicken feet, which are often regularly eaten by Asian people."
I don't know whether that groan was that you like that joke or you don't like that joke. If you don't like that joke, you should probably leave.
There's also that time when James made jokes about Harvey Weinstein's sexual assault scandal at a charity bash in Los Angeles. James said to the crowd, "This is a beautiful room. It's a beautiful night here in LA. It's so beautiful." Harvey Weinstein has already asked tonight up to his hotel to give him a massage. It has been weird this week, though, watching Harvey Weinstein in hot water. Ask any of the women who watched him take a bath. Harvey Weinstein wanted to come tonight, but sadly he'll settle for whatever potted plant is closest, continued James. When footage of the gags went viral on social media, charmed actress Rose McGowan, a victim of the shamed Hollywood film producer, publicly voiced her outrage at the comedian. "UMing Piglet, she fired," sharing the video of the controversial material. "Hearing the audience's vile roars and laughs show exactly what kind of Hollywood you really are," Rose added. James later apologized for causing offense. The Gavin and Stacey star said his jokes were intended to shame the disgraced producer, not his victims. Back in 2012, James clashed with Patrick Stewart on stage at the Glamour Women of the Year Awards. James was hosting the show when Patrick hit out at some of his jokes when he got up to present a gong.
I want to speak to James here. It's James, isn't it? When
He told the comedy star not to stand at the back with his hands in his pocket looking like he would rather be somewhere else when recipients got up to collect their gongs. If he was joking, it appeared to fall flat with Corden, and things got worse when Sir Patrick told the comic, "From where I was sitting, I could see your belly." Corden told the actor to get on with presenting the award and started to look at his watch. He then countered, "You could see my belly. I can see you dying right now." It's not clear whether Corden was joking, but he looked really pissed, and the issue was the talk of the town for a few weeks. James keeps causing trouble and apologizing and causing trouble again, and from the state of his hands, he knows he's in trouble with his career and he should watch out. I guess that's why he's decided to quit from his show. A fan tweeted, "I feel like this James Corden controversy is a prime example of why he seemingly gets away with shitty behavior, because all the genuine stories of people witnessing his awful behavior firsthand get overshadowed by people making up stories trying to be funny." Anyways, let's not forget that this video is based on theories and my opinions and should not be considered facts. That's it for this video. Bye.